The leather 8-ball jacket, designed in 1990 by Michael Hoban, was one of the most iconic fashion pieces of the early 90s. At the time, it was popular in general to wear jackets with heavy contrasting colors, but there was always something about the 8-ball design that made it stand just a cut above the rest. But as the 90s progressed, changing tastes and cheap knockoffs made the jacket go out of style. It went from being a highly coveted status symbol to something you'd be mocked for wearing.
Check it out. 8-ball. You got a question? You ask the 8-ball.
You're gonna wear this all the time?
All signs point to yes.
The 8-ball jacket was dead. But then in 2014, the 8-ball jacket had a bit of a moment, a little bit of a resurgence. Not because of any kind of ironic celebrity fashion statement, but rather because of a viral video. A guy on the New York City subway who had just had enough.
Fucking dirty, bitch!
So for today's video, let's talk about the legend of 8-ball jacket guy. Before I get into the story, I want to talk a bit about the partnership I've got going on with Verizon. Right now, we've got a deal going on where you can get $100 worth of my merchandise. With every purchase on their website that you make through my link, you'll get the Wang logo sweatshirt in black, the gray Shiba tee, a Wang mug, the long sleeve version of the shirt I'm wearing right now. I know, wearing a shirt with your own face on it, it's kind of douchey. The mechanical Wang decal and the Shiba decal. When you click on the link, you'll be prompted to put in your email and phone number. And then you can go through their list of items like headphones and gaming controllers, and personally, I'm gonna get the Ring Spotlight camera because I have busybody neighbors and I want to make sure when I know how to pretend that I'm not home. After you make your purchase, you'll be sent a link where you can enter your size and mailing address, and Verizon will send you the merch directly. So if you've been thinking about getting any of my merch or any new electronics, now's a good time to do it. But anyway, thank you to Verizon for putting this deal together, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Also, be sure to check out my new video on Storyfire about the infamous website dolphinsex.org. The link will be in the pinned comment. The legend of 8-ball jacket guy begins on November 8th of 2014 when a video was uploaded to YouTube entitled "Man Smacks the Soul Out of Girl on the New York Subway." Let's take a look at the footage.
Nigga, like, fuck is you talking about? Like, nigga, hey. Fucked up. What you mean? Like, fuck is you talking about? Stay over there.
Like most of these kinds of videos, we have absolutely no idea what actually happened before it began.
Speaking for you, you got a bum-ass 8-ball jacket that came out in 1990. Bro,
damn!
You got a fucking big-ass fur hat. Oh, that's Nike boots. That's this long. Just get your money up. Simple. Like, I'm done.
She's making fun of his fit, but at this point they're both kind of laughing, so this seems like it can go any way.
I'm just done. Get your money up. Alright? Alright? You want no front shoes? I got one. I got Steve Madden. Alright?
Watch out, she's got Steve Madden, guys.
Nobody wants Steve Madden no more.
And alright, I know there's gonna be some girl watching this that's like, hey, what's wrong with Steve Madden? And I'm sure, I've never worn Steve Madden booties before, but I'm sure they're perfectly fine shoes. But how are you gonna shit on this guy's jacket, tell him to get his money up, and then you're flexing some fucking Steve Madden like this is high fashion luxury shit? Like, I'm not saying that you gotta spend a lot of money on shoes, but if she's the one that made it about money. Either way, keep those Steve Madden shoes in the back of your head because they're gonna be important later. And at this point though, they're still smiling. This could go in any direction. Oh, never mind. Fuck is you talking about?
You petty as hell. You can't even afford this phone.
Nobody's watching you. What you doing that for?
Oh, and again, you see, this is the attitude you develop in life when you've been trained through your experiences to expect that there will never be physical consequences for your actions.
So when you get mad?
You sound stupid.
Fucking dirty, bitch.
You told me?
That right there is $45 of Steve Madden right upside the fucking head. Let's see what happens next.
Oh! Oh, shit!
Do you guys hear that sound? I think Walter would be proud.
Look at this.
Well, he doesn't stop there. Then he takes out the whole squad.
Where are you?
This one's getting choked out, someone's yelling world star, this guy's screaming. Eventually, people managed to stop the fight and calm down both sides. Immediately after this altercation, 8-Ball Jacket Guy and the woman who hit him with a shoe were arrested. 8-Ball Jacket Guy had a sizable cut behind the ear that he was first taken to the hospital to examine. After the hospital released him, he would spend the next 4 days in jail. And while he sat behind bars, the video began to get millions of views. And conversations started to break out all over social media. Was he justified in hitting her that hard? Or was he a fragile man who just couldn't keep his hands to himself? Although there was a contingent that thought you should never ever hit a woman even when you're defending yourself from her luxurious Steve Madden shoes, by and large people were on his side. And people began to speak of him as sort of a folk hero. Even now the name 8-Ball Jacket Guy carries a bit of weight. People who know the story probably even saw my thumbnail and thought, hell yeah, 8-Ball Jacket Guy, that guy's the fucking man. 8-Ball Jacket Guy was identified as Jorge Pena, a Dominican man who came to the US in pursuit of a baseball career. And in the 2010 season, he was the minor league pitcher for the Oakland Athletics. And ultimately, Jorge was released from jail, and his lawyer believed that it was this footage that saved him.
I think if there wasn't a video in this case, Mr. Pena would have went to court for probably a year before something substantial happened, whether that was a dismissal or a trial.
And I'm inclined to agree. I mean, look at the size of this guy.
How much does that guy weigh?
If we didn't have that footage, I think it's really safe to say that nobody would have believed him. His life would have just been ruined. And that's one of the reasons why when I see a video like this go viral, I can't stand the comments that are like, oh, how could you just sit there and record this thing? Why didn't you go do something about it? Like, first off, all these fucking keyboard warriors in the Facebook comments probably wouldn't have done shit. And if they did, half the time the person that goes in and tries to play hero winds up getting their ass beat the worst. And most importantly, in situations like this, it's this kind of footage that winds up helping to clear the names of innocent people. But all that being said, 8-Ball Jacket Guy himself might not have agreed with all the people who were holding him up as some kind of a hero. In fact, he was deeply ashamed of the situation.
I cannot go on the train anymore. I love my jacket. I cannot wear this jacket anymore. It makes me feel bad. You understand how the girls are gonna look me on the street? Like, yeah, this is the man who has slapped the girl.
And things weren't over for 8-Ball Jacket Guy's attacker. After this altercation, the woman with the shoe identified as Danae Howard was brought up on felony assault charges. And on May 21st of 2015, she would accept a plea bargain, copping to 2nd and 3rd degree assault with a Steve Madden booty. Her penalty? If she completes 1 year of therapy, 3 days of community service, and stays out of trouble for a year, she'll be allowed to replead to a misdemeanor, prosecutors said. Some people were pissed off about that, thought it was too light of a sentence. Me personally, I don't think we should be locking people up and throwing away the key for every altercation. And as for the 8-Ball Jacket itself, it wound up having a bit of a renewed interest after this whole incident. Michael Hoven, the creator of the jacket, praised Jorge and said that he should be proud to wear his jacket. Patrick Warburton, who played Putty on Seinfeld and famously had an episode where he was mocked for his 8-Ball jacket, said that he regretted not buying it from Wardrobe when he had the chance. People began to dig them up at thrift stores, while some companies decided to make their own knockoffs once again. It's a rare case of memes influencing fashion, however subtly and briefly, and thinking about it now that I'm making this video, I kinda wanna get one. But anyway, that's the story of 8-Ball Jacket Guy. If you like this video, you'll probably also like my video on how can she slap. Peace out.